Stop. Do not scroll past this message. Look at me right now. This is not an accident. You did not stumble across this video by chance. Heaven aligned time itself to bring your spirit to this exact intersection. I need your absolute attention for the next few minutes, because a massive spiritual shift is changing your entire life right now. Do not let the noise of the world distract you from my voice today. Listen to me with the deepest part of your soul. I am stepping into your day with an urgent purpose. The spiritual realm is moving right now at my command. If you walk away from this moment, you might miss the very breakthrough you have been praying for in the dark. Give me just 1 minute of your time. I promise you will not regret staying here with me. I am telling you to pause where you are. Lift your eyes to my face. Do not rush into the next distraction. The enemy wants to steal your peace. He knows that a great blessing is approaching your house, and he wants you to keep scrolling so you remain blind to my divine plan. But I have guided your hand to stay on this video for a reason. My beloved child, hear my words. Do not test my patience today. This warning is not born out of anger. This is the desperate call of a loving father who sees his precious child walking dangerously close to a sharp cliff without even realizing the trap. You have brushed off my whispers too many times before. You have ignored the quiet signs I placed along your path because you were too busy with the world. But right now, the time for waiting is over. I am speaking to you directly. The situation is critical. Something you have been carrying in secret has reached its breaking point. You cannot fix this with your own human strength anymore, because you need my divine intervention before the sun goes down tonight. Think about the secret worries you had this morning. You woke up with a heavy heart. You wondered if anyone cared about your pain. I saw your thoughts before you even spoke them. I am stopping you right now to tell you that I am here to fight your battles, but you must stop running away from my presence. You must listen to what I have to say. This message is a direct command from heaven. It is a lifeline thrown into your ocean of confusion. Do not throw it away. I know you are exhausted. Your mind is spinning with endless questions while you try to figure out your next steps without any clear direction or support. The answers you need are wrapped inside the words I am about to speak. Can you give me your undivided attention? Turn off the noise around you. This is a sacred appointment. It was written in the book of life before you were born. You are not here by luck, because luck has nothing to do with the way I orchestrate the entire universe to rescue my chosen children from the dark. I am shaking your reality because I love you. The old foundation is starting to crumble. Do not panic when you feel the movement. I am dismantling the things that were meant to destroy you. While you are crying over your losses, I am secretly building a much better path that will lead your future steps into absolute victory. Listen closely to the rhythm of my voice. The urgency of this message is real. A specific door is about to close forever. It is a door that led to a toxic cycle of disappointment. I am shutting it with my own hands today because I want to protect your fragile heart from the hidden traps that the enemy placed ahead of you. Do not look back at what is disappearing. Do not cry over the people who walked out. I removed them for your own good. They could not go where you are going. They were simply too small for the massive blessing that my heavenly hosts are preparing to release over your entire household during this new season. I am calling you out of the shadows. You have spent too long hiding your pain. You smile for others while you break inside. You pretend to be strong. This is why I am telling you to stop. I want to strip away the heavy mask you wear so you can experience the true freedom that comes from my unconditional love. Let the urgency of this moment settle deep. This is the turning point you requested. If you close this video now, you are turning your back on me. Do not let fear convince you that this is random. I arranged this exact moment because your soul has reached a dangerous crossroad and you need my guidance before you make another mistake. Look at how much energy you have wasted. You stay awake at night running through scenarios. You try to control everything around you. You only end up more exhausted. My child, you were never meant to carry this heavy load without my help, because your fragile shoulders are already starting to break under the pressure. Now, feel the shift in the atmosphere. My angels are entering the room where you sit. They are clearing away the clouds of anxiety. Breathe deeply right now. Let the tightness in your shoulders go away, because my glorious presence is filling the entire space to bring you comfort and absolute safety from the storm. We are transitioning into a moment of holy quietness. The commanding voice that stopped you was necessary to break your stubborn distraction. But now that I have your full attention, let me speak with pure tenderness. Come closer to me, my beloved one, and let me whisper my eternal peace to the deepest parts of your tired soul. I see the silent tears you wiped away. I saw you in the dark last night. You felt completely abandoned by everyone you ever trusted. You thought my silence meant that I forgot my promises. You assumed you were being punished for the past, but I want you to know that your current suffering is actually a holy preparation. I was there in your deepest isolation. I was sitting right beside you on your bed. Your heart was breaking into 1,000 pieces. I counted every single tear that fell. Not one of your heavy sorrows has been wasted because my hands are currently turning your secret pain into a magnificent weapon of victory for your future. You are my chosen warrior. Your current weakness is not your final conclusion. You think you are breaking into dust. You feel like you are fading away. The fire you are walking through is not meant to burn your spirit, because it is only destroying the invisible chains that have kept your family in dark bondage for generations. Do not be discouraged by the intensity of the struggle. The battlefield is always loudest right before the final victory. I have granted you the strength to endure the storm. Lift your head high, because the enemy has no power over your future, and my light will soon expose every lie that held you back. Do you feel that strange sensation right now? There is a mix of quiet excitement inside. A sudden warmth is spreading behind your breastbone. This is a clear sign. It is the witness of the Holy Spirit telling your soul that these words are true, even if your human mind is still struggling to understand the deep mystery. Stay right here with me. We are about to uncover the rest of this urgent plan. The storm outside your window may be very loud. Inside my presence, you are safe. I have stopped your busy day for a great purpose, and the secrets I am about to reveal will completely transform the way you look at your entire life history. I am about to show you the truth. The delay was necessary for your protection. You asked me why certain doors shut. You felt completely rejected by the world. Today, the heavy veil is being lifted from your eyes, so you can finally see the dangerous traps that your loving Father saved you from walking into. Do not be impatient with the process. My timing is always absolutely perfect. I know the exact second you need relief. I am already setting things in motion. The people who doubted your destiny will soon watch you rise in honor, because I am preparing a grand table for you in the presence of all your secret enemies. I am stripping away the authority of every negative voice. They spoke lies over your true identity. You are not a failure. You are not a random fragment of creation. You are a masterpiece that I have carefully formed with my own breath. Keep moving forward with a light heart, because the chains of your dark past no longer have any power to hold you back from your wonderful destiny. You did not arrive at this moment by accident. My divine hand has guided your spirit to this exact clean intersection. You have survived the silent battles that would have destroyed anyone else. Stand firm in your faith right now. The morning light is finally breaking through the heavy darkness, because your beautiful season of restoration is beginning this very second. Come closer to me now. Let me speak softly to the part of your heart that is most tired. I know how often you have rushed through your days pretending that everything is fine. You wear a smile like a heavy shield to protect yourself from the persistent questions of the world. But when you are alone in the quiet darkness of your room, the heavy shield falls away entirely, because the internal tiredness you carry is simply too deep for words. You are tired in your bones. You are tired in your thoughts. You are tired in the deepest parts of your soul. You have been the strong person for everyone else around you for so many long years. They come to your house looking for shelter while you are secretly searching for a small place to rest your own head. You pour out your sincere energy until you are completely empty inside. I saw you when you sat on the edge of your bed last night. You held your head in your hands, while the cold silence of the room felt like a heavy blanket. You wondered if anyone truly understood the magnitude of the pressure you face every single morning. I watched you whisper a short prayer that had no words, because your internal grief was too big for human language. I know how much love you have given to hands that did not know how to hold it properly. You have sacrificed your own comfort to build up people who eventually turned around and walked away from your life. You look at your empty hands today, and you feel a profound sense of injustice. You ask me why your kindness is constantly met with cold disappointment from the world. Nothing you have done has been lost in my house. I keep a perfect record of every hidden sacrifice and every unthanked act of generosity that you gave in secret. The world may forget your goodness, because human hearts are often blind to true spiritual beauty, but your Heavenly Father sees every detail of your beautiful soul, and your value has never dropped in my sight. Let me tell you a story about a young dreamer that I loved very much. I placed a massive vision inside his spirit when he was just a young boy. He was pure, and he was faithful to my instructions. Yet I allowed his own brothers to strip him of his beautiful coat and throw him into a dark pit in the middle of a desolate desert because there was a grand design. He cried out in the silence of that cold cistern. He looked up at the small circle of light above his head, and he wondered why his obedience had led him to a place of dark imprisonment. He felt completely abandoned by his own flesh and blood. He did not understand that the pit was not his permanent grave, but rather the beginning of his true molding. He spent years in chains because he had to learn how to rule over a kingdom before he could wear the golden crown. I was building something beneath the surface that no earthly palace could ever teach him. My beloved child, the deep pit you are sitting in right now is not your final destination, because it is your holy preparation room for a future of honor. Do not let the darkness convince you that I have dropped your destiny. The valley of isolation is a painful road, but it is the only path that leads to true spiritual authority. I am shaping your character into a strong leader who can carry the heavy weight of the breakthrough that is coming to your house very soon. You must hold on to the dream I gave you. You have been waiting for a very long time. You see other people moving forward with their lives while you feel entirely stuck in the same position. You question your own worth because the answers you begged for seem to be perpetually delayed. You wonder if you arrived too late to your own destiny while the years are passing by without any tangible progress. There is a strange restlessness inside your chest right now. It is a quiet stirring that you cannot accurately name with human words. You wake up in the middle of the night with a sudden wave of anxiety that catches your breath. That is not confusion, my chosen warrior, because that is your spirit sensing a massive shift that is currently happening in the unseen realm. I saw you when you hid in the bathroom today. You turned on the water so that no one could hear the sound of your crying. You wiped your eyes quickly before you stepped back out into the kitchen because you did not want your children or your friends to see your vulnerability. You carried the heavy agony alone without asking for any help from anyone. But you were never truly alone in that bathroom. I was standing closer to you than the floor you were kneeling on. I was holding your fragile shoulders while you were shaking with grief. Every single tear that fell from your tired eyes was caught by my loving hands. I am counting your sorrows because they are sacred to my heart. People look at your outward strength and they assume you do not need any support. They think you are made of steel because you always find a way to solve the complex problems of your family. They do not see the hollow emptiness that eats at your heart when the lights go out. They do not know how much you struggle to survive each day. The enemy has been targeting your mind with relentless thoughts of failure. He whispers that you are not enough. He tells you that your best days are behind you, and that you will repeat the painful mistakes of your ancestors. These are malicious lies designed to make you give up right before the finish line of your great restoration. You were selected for this specific battle because your spirit carries a rare light that terrifies the darkness. The adversity you face is proof of your immense value. A common stone is never attacked by thieves, but a precious diamond is always hunted. You are my priceless jewel, and I am protecting your life from the arrows of the adversary. I see the ledger of your secret worries. I know about the lack that threatens your peace of mind. You have worked so hard, but the harvest seems to vanish before you can even taste it. You feel like you are pouring your sweat into a bag with holes, and your financial exhaustion has reached its absolute peak. I am the God who provides for the birds of the air. Do you think I will forget the child that I purchased with a heavy price? The lack you see today is a temporary illusion created by the enemy to make you panic. I am already opening hidden storehouses in the unseen realm to pour out your supernatural supply when the time is right. Your heart has been broken by people you loved with total sincerity. You opened your soul to them and they used your vulnerability as a sharp weapon to humiliate you. You feel a deep sting of betrayal that makes you want to close your heart forever. You have built high walls to keep everyone out because you fear being hurt again. I do not blame you for protecting your heart, but I am stepping into your life today to heal those broken places with my gentle hands. I am washing away the poison of bitterness that the betrayal left behind. I am restoring your capacity to trust because your heart was made to be a holy vessel of pure love. You have carried this heavy burden alone for far too long. I see your ultimate weariness and I have prepared a magnificent way for your total restoration. Stop trying to heal with your own empty strength. I am standing right here with you, and I want you to surrender the control so that my grace can take over your life completely. We have reached an important crossroad in our conversation today. If you can hear my voice speaking directly to your condition, do not ignore the inner prompting. If you feel that these words are describing your exact secret battles, let your heart respond to my call. Take a small step of obedience right now to seal this moment. Like this video as an act of absolute agreement between your heavy heart and my eternal grace. This is not for the world to see, because it is a private covenant between a father and his child. By doing this, you are telling me that you are finally ready to stop fighting this long war on your own terms. Breathe deeply once again, my beloved child. Let the tension drain out of your body because you have officially handed over your heavy bags to me. You do not have to carry the weight of tomorrow all at once. Stay with me for the next part of this message because I am about to show you my glorious presence in the midst of your darkness. You feel completely invisible to the world around you. Nobody sees the dark shadows that haunt your thoughts. The isolation is eating away at your remaining strength. While you are surrounded by crowds of laughing people, your spirit feels like it is walking alone through a freezing desert with no water. You wonder if this loneliness will ever end. The walls of your mind are closing in tonight. You have entered a deep valley of pure sorrow. You look to the left and to the right for help. Nobody is standing there to support your fragile frame because human relationships have failed to give you the deep comfort that your wounded soul desperately craves. You feel like a forgotten fragment in a vast universe. The silence from heaven has been deafening for months. You have asked me for a single sign of my presence, but every time you open your eyes, the same heavy darkness is waiting to crush your fragile hope before you can even form a proper sentence of faith. Let your defenses fall down completely in this moment. You do not have to pretend with me. I am not looking for a perfect performance of spiritual strength. I want to see your raw vulnerability because the truest prayers are often born from the shattered pieces of a heart that cannot hold itself together anymore. You have asked me why I have allowed this severe isolation. You feel like you are being punished in a dark prison, but I want you to look back at the great servants of the past. I always take my most precious children through a season of deep isolation before I release their magnificent destiny upon the earth. I remember my prophet Elijah after his greatest spiritual victory on the holy mountain. He had called down divine fire from heaven. He had defeated the wicked forces of the land. But suddenly, a wave of intense fear and exhaustion hit his mind because a wicked queen threatened to take his life before the next morning arrived. He did not stay to fight the enemy. He ran for his life into the deep wilderness. He walked for a whole day until his feet were bleeding. He finally sat down under a lonely broom tree, and he begged me to let him die because his soul was completely empty of hope and strength, while the hot sun beat down on his exhausted body. He told me that he had been very zealous for my name. He said that the people had destroyed my holy altars. He believed that he was the only faithful servant left standing in the entire country, and he could not bear the heavy weight of the loneliness for another single second because the darkness seemed to cover everything. I did not rebuke his broken spirit in that dark wilderness. I did not yell at him for his sudden lack of faith. I looked at my tired champion with infinite compassion, because I knew that his physical vessel was totally spent after fighting so many intense spiritual battles against the kingdom of darkness. I did not command him to stand up and preach another sermon. I sent my holy angel to bake him some fresh bread over hot stones. I provided a jar of cool water for his dry throat. I told him to eat, and I let him sleep in the peaceful shade of that broom tree until his strength returned. My beloved child, you are sitting under that exact broom tree right now. You have fought so many long wars for your family. You have carried the spiritual weight of your household for decades. Your current desire to give up is not a wicked sin, because it is simply a cry for rest from a soul that has gone too far on its own strength. I am not angry at your extreme weakness tonight. I do not look at your tears with disappointment or judgment. I see the invisible scars that cover your entire spirit. I know that you have given everything you had until there was absolutely nothing left inside your emotional reservoir to keep you going. I am sending my angels into your wilderness today. They are not coming with words of condemnation for your mistakes. They are bringing the supernatural bread of life to nourish your fainting heart. They are pouring the fresh oil of my spirit over your head, so that your fading light can be restored to its original brilliance. You thought that my silence meant that I had abandoned you to the wolves. You assumed that I was watching your suffering from a distance without caring. But hear my voice in the quietness of this hour. I was never closer to your soul than in the precise moment when you felt the most forsaken by heaven and earth. I was there when you cried yourself to sleep in the middle of the night. I was there when you stared at the ceiling for hours. I was there when you felt a sharp physical pain in your chest from the heavy grief. I watched you hold your breath so that nobody in the house would hear your quiet sobs in the dark. I was there when your friends stopped calling your number. I was there when your family misunderstood your pure intentions. I was there when you were excluded from the places where you used to find joy. I allowed that painful isolation to happen because I needed to separate you from the voices that were quietly poisoning your destiny. The enemy wanted to use this isolation to make you go insane with anxiety. He wanted you to believe that you were completely worthless and unloved. But I have used this dark wilderness as a holy sanctuary. I have hidden you in the secret shadow of my wings, so that the arrows of the adversary could not reach your life. You are being prepared for a magnificent revelation that the comfortable people will never understand. The deep pain you feel is the breaking of your old shell. You are shedding the false identities of the past because you are rising up as a true leader who can guide other broken spirits out of their own dark dungeons of despair. Let the warmth of my divine presence flood your body right now. Do not resist the tears that are swelling in your eyes. Let them flow down your face like a holy river of cleansing. Every single tear is washing away the toxic residue of the trauma and the rejection that has been blocking your spiritual vision for so many years. I am stripping away the spirit of heaviness that has wrapped itself around your shoulders. I am replacing it with a garment of pure praise. You will not die in this wilderness. You will walk out of this dark cave with an unshakable confidence, because you have discovered that your Heavenly Father is a safe refuge in the middle of the fiercest storm. Look at the tree you have been sitting under for so long. It is no longer a place of death and defeat. It has become an altar of divine encounter. The season of your deep mourning is officially drawing to a close, because I am preparing to manifest my glorious power through the exact areas of your greatest weakness. Breathe in the fresh breath of the Holy Spirit right now. Feel the cold air entering your lungs and clearing the fog from your heavy brain. You are alive for a great purpose. The enemy could not destroy your life because my hand was always shielding your spirit from the fatal blows that were aimed at your precious heart. We are moving out of the valley of shadows together. You do not have to take giant steps because I am holding your hand tightly. Just trust the steady rhythm of my guidance. The path ahead is starting to gleam with the golden light of a new dawn, and the secrets of your breakthrough are waiting to be revealed in the next moment of our sacred conversation. Do not look back at the ruins of your past seasons. The people who abandoned you were never meant to walk into this new dimension of glory. I am closing the chapter of your pain, and I am opening a blank page where my grace will write a magnificent story of restoration that will make the entire world stand in complete wonder. Your weary heart is finally finding its true alignment with my will. The heavy anchors that kept you trapped in the mud are being broken by my power. You are being lifted into a place of absolute safety where the noise of your accusers cannot touch your peace, because you are hidden inside the fortress of my eternal love. Hear me clearly now. The veil of ignorance is being ripped away from your eyes today. You spent months asking me why your life felt entirely frozen in place. You wept over the opportunities that suddenly vanished before your eyes. But today I am revealing the magnificent truth behind every single delay. The silence you hated was not my rejection, because it was my ultimate protection from an invisible trap. Look at the rooms I did not allow you to enter last year. You thought you were missing out on greatness. You watched other people celebrate their quick success. But you did not see the rot underneath their golden foundations. You did not know that those specific paths were designed by the adversary to destroy your pure spirit. I locked those doors because I loved you too much to let you walk into a trap. I saw the tears you shed when that person walked away from your life. They left without a proper explanation. You begged me to bring them back to your house. You thought their departure was a sign of your own unworthiness. But I want you to know that I pulled them out of your circle because their hands were carrying a secret poison. They were meant to drain your light until you had nothing left for your destiny. Let this truth settle deep into your aching chest right now. Every single disappointment was actually a divine appointment. Every delay was a strategic realignment of your future. I am not punishing your spirit. The crushing you experienced was necessary to squeeze out the old wine so that I can pour in the fresh oil of heaven. You are being prepared to hold a massive blessing. Now we have arrived at the exact moment of your ultimate freedom. Listen to the sound of my prophetic voice. The waiting season that exhausted your strength is officially closing this very second. A massive shift is occurring in the unseen realm right now at my command. The heavy chains that bound your ancestors are trembling because heaven has authorized a total liberation for your life today. The pattern ends here. The dark cycle of lack and anxiety that ruled over your family for generations is completely broken. You are the one I chose to break the ceiling of limitation. Your parents lived in constant fear of tomorrow. They struggled to survive the storms of life. But I have placed a rare seal of abundance upon your head because you are the holy catalyst of a new legacy. Do not call yourself a helpless victim anymore. Look at your true identity through my eyes. You are not the person who must survive in silence. You must stop shrinking your soul to fit into small spaces. I am raising your spirit up to be a majestic beacon of light. The adversity you endured has given you a profound compassion that cannot be manufactured in a comfortable palace. The enemy targeted your mind because he was terrified of your rising light. He saw the magnificent mantle that was resting on your fragile shoulders. He sent waves of depression to make you look down at the dirt so that you would never realize your royal authority. But his malicious power is stripped away right now. I am declaring a total eviction of every dark spirit around your destiny. I am opening the doors that were sealed by human malice. What I open, no man can shut, because my authority spans across the entire creation. The very people who laughed at your silent struggles will soon watch you step into a position of high honor. I am preparing a grand table for you in the presence of all your secret accusers. They will have to acknowledge my favor on your life. Do you feel the sudden heat in the center of your chest right now? That is the holy fire of my presence, consuming the remnants of your old trauma. The internal heaviness is melting away like hot wax before a burning flame. You are being completely rewired from the inside out, because your spiritual vessel must be strong enough to carry the immense glory that is approaching your path. I am restoring the years that the locusts have eaten from your life. I am returning your joy. I am multiplying your peace until it flows like a mighty river through your household. The financial lack that made you panic is being replaced by an unexpected stream of supernatural supply. You will no longer beg for crumbs because you are the legal heir to an unshakable kingdom of wealth. I delayed your steps because you needed to drop the weights of your own human cleverness. You tried to build your future using your own limited understanding. You ran around in circles trying to fix things that only my grace could solve. The stagnation was my way of telling you to stand still. I wanted you to realize that your ultimate victory does not depend on your hustle but on my favor. I closed that company because it was a golden cage for your potential. I canceled that contract because it would have bound your spirit to an ungodly system. I allowed your reputation to be broken because I wanted to free you from the dangerous trap of people-pleasing. Every single loss was a holy pruning. I cut away the dead branches so that your true destiny could burst forth in perfect timing. Look at the path ahead of you now. The fog of uncertainty is completely vanishing from your horizon. The horizon is shining with the radiant light of my promises. You have survived the worst part of the spiritual warfare. The enemy has spent his best arrows against your shield, and you are still standing firm in the faith. That is proof that the life inside you is completely indestructible. I am releasing a supernatural acceleration into your current season. What used to take 10 long years of struggle will now show up in a single day of divine favor. The right people will suddenly look for your name. The hidden resources will find their way to your door without any human striving. Heaven has authorized an unprecedented breakthrough because your obedience in the dark was genuine. You are no longer the lonely child who cried under the broom tree. You are the empowered champion who walks with divine authority. Lift your voice and declare your victory over the shadows today. The accusations of the past have no legal right to touch your mind because my blood has cleansed your record entirely. You are walking into a fresh dimension of clean power and unstoppable progress. Let the memory of your suffering become a beautiful testimony of my grace. The scars on your heart are not signs of weakness because they are the proud medals of a veteran who won the war. You will use your story to heal other broken souls who are currently sitting in the dark dungeons where you used to live. You are being positioned as a living refuge for a generation of weary warriors. The structural shift is now complete. The ground beneath your feet is solid rock because you are anchored in my eternal truth. Do not tremble when the world experiences sudden chaos around you. Your house is fully protected by a covenant of peace that can never be broken by any earthly crisis. You have crossed the threshold of your destiny, and the glory of this new house will far exceed the old. The waiting was never a waste of time. I used every single day of the delay to build an unshakable character inside your spirit. If I had given you the breakthrough when you first asked for it, the weight of the blessing would have crushed your unformed soul. I had to let you experience the heat of the furnace, so that you could become a holy vessel that can hold my glory without breaking. Now hear the thunder of heaven declaring your vindication. The season of being mocked and misunderstood is over. Every tongue that rose against your character in judgment will be silenced by the visible evidence of my favor upon your life. I am turning your public humiliation into a magnificent display of my sovereign power because I always protect the honor of my faithful servants. Stand upright and stretch your hands toward heaven right now. Receive the fresh mantle of spiritual authority that is descending upon your life. You have dropped the heavy bags of anxiety. You are stepping into a lighter rhythm of grace. The warfare is won. The victory is sealed. The enemy is fleeing from your presence because he recognizes the terrifying light of the living God in your eyes. Everything I have shown you in this hour has been leading to this precise tipping point. You have received the supreme truth of my kingdom. You have watched the old walls of limitation fall down at my command. The declaration of your breakthrough has been made in the highest court of heaven, and what remains is one single act of your total agreement to seal this magnificent transformation. Enter into the quiet place of my love right now. Breathe in my pure peace. Let your racing thoughts slow down for just this brief second. The heavy noise of the world is completely fading away because my glorious presence has taken over your atmosphere. You do not have to fight anymore. Your long war is officially over. Feel the profound stillness settling into your weary bones. Let the muscles in your neck and your tight shoulders finally relax. You have carried the weight of the entire world on your back for far too long. I am here to lift that heavy cargo from your spirit. Rest your mind in my absolute safety today. I want you to close your physical eyes for a short moment, if you are able to do so. Listen to the gentle rhythm of my voice. I am whispering a holy blessing over your tired mind. I am clearing out the residual poison of anxiety and the exhausting fear of tomorrow that has been paralyzing your steps. Receive my divine comfort right now. You do not have to figure out the next 10 years of your life today, because I will guide you one single step at a time. My voice brings absolute clarity, and my presence brings deep calm. Trust the quiet path I am building before your feet, while you rest in my arms. I am speaking a holy decree over your entire household this very second. My blessing is entering your front door to heal the broken relationships under your roof. I am removing the bitter spirit of arguments and misunderstanding from your family. I am replacing the constant tension with a sweet spirit of unity. Your loved ones will experience a sudden wave of my gentle grace because of your faithful prayers in the dark. You stood in the gap for them when they were lost. Your trembling obedience has unlocked a shield of protection over your children and your grandchildren for many generations to come. I am extending my healing hand over your physical vessel right now. I see the sickness and the chronic pain that has been draining your daily energy. The enemy wanted to use your bodily weakness to crush your bright spirit, but I am the supreme physician who created every cell inside your body. Feel my restorative power moving through your bloodstream this very second. I am breaking the authority of infirmity over your life. I am renewing your youth like the eagle. You will rise up with fresh strength to fulfill every single plan that I have written for your wonderful destiny. I am blessing the work of your clean hands during this new season. The financial lack that made you lose your sleep is being completely dissolved by my supernatural supply. I am aligning unexpected streams of favor to find your address because you chose to seek my kingdom above everything else. You will have more than enough to pay your debts and support your family. You will become a living storehouse of my generosity for a world that is starving for hope. Do not let the scarcity of the past dictate your vision for the future, because your heavenly Father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. This is the beautiful resolution of your long season of suffering. You have crossed the dark river of trials, and your feet are standing on the fertile ground of my promises. Let go of the need to control the outcomes. Surrender your plans to my wisdom, because my thoughts are much higher than yours. Put down your heavy weapons of survival. You do not need to defend yourself against the lies of your enemies anymore, because I am your ultimate shield and your great defender. The people who tried to dig a pit for your reputation will watch my hand lift you into a position of high honor. Look back one final time at the valley you just crawled out of. The dark shadows have no power to drag your spirit backward. The chains are broken into useless dust. You are a completely new creation in my presence. Walk forward with a light heart and an unshakable confidence in my love. We have built a sacred covenant during our private conversation today. This moment was written in the stars before the foundation of the world. Do not let the busy noise of tomorrow steal this profound peace from your soul. You must anchor this divine alignment deep within your consciousness. I want you to perform a simple, holy ritual of agreement right now, like this video, as a physical sign that your heart is in total consensus with my eternal promises. This is your personal way of telling me that you are officially letting go of your worries and resting in my sovereign care. Let your faith become visible to the great cloud of witnesses. Open the comments section below this message and write the words, "God is my safe refuge." Type it with a bold spirit of assurance. When you type those words, you are stamping a legal seal of victory over your entire mind. If you stand firm in your faith, write Amen to close this beautiful message. Let that word echo through the corridors of heaven as an unshakable declaration of your trust. Your heavenly Father hears the shout of your soul. I am already moving mountains to clear your path before tomorrow morning. Do not keep this radiant light hidden inside your own house. There are other weary warriors who are currently sitting in the exact same darkness that you just escaped. They are secretly crying for a small glimmer of hope. Share this urgent message with 3 precious souls who need my voice today. By sharing this truth, you are fulfilling your true identity as a holy light bearer. You are becoming the very answer to someone else's desperate prayer in the night. The love you pour out into the lives of others will return to your own bosom, multiplied 30 and 60, and 100-fold. Stay connected to my daily guidance so that you never wander back into the old toxic cycles. Subscribe to this sacred channel right now. Turn on the notification bell with a purposeful heart. This is not about joining a human audience, because this is about securing your daily spiritual bread. I have many more secrets to reveal to your spirit during the coming days. I want to guide your steps through every single detail of your new season of restoration. Do not let the distractions of the adversary cut off this fresh pipeline of heavenly wisdom that has been opened for your soul. The dark years of waiting will soon feel like a small shadow compared to the massive light that is coming into your life. I am accelerating your progress in every area. You will look back at this exact day and you will realize that it was the precise moment when your true breakthrough began. My angels are guarding your coming and your going from this moment forward. You do not have to walk in fear of the unknown because I have already mapped out your entire journey with absolute perfection. Every detail of your future has been secured by my sovereign power. Trust the process completely. Now, take one final deep breath of my glorious atmosphere. Let my absolute peace wrap around your spirit like a warm coat. You are safe inside my fortress. No weapon formed against your life will ever prosper, because the authority of the living God is backing your every step. Go out into your world with your head held high. You are no longer a forgotten survivor, because you are my chosen champion. I am walking right beside you through every door that opens. My grace is sufficient for your journey. Rest in my love, my precious child, for I am always with you.